The next thing the next thing we can talk about are dynamics. Um, this is we'll talk about dynamics a little more tomorrow, because we'll be able to go in a lot more detail with them. Do you guys know what a noise gate is or what a compressor is?
Some.
Somewhat. Okay. So this is where we're going to be. This is where we're doing that. This is where we're changing things. So right here is our compressor, and then in here we have a noise gate. So Dynamics 1 is the compressor, and then Dynamics 2 is the gate. Okay? So all a compressor does is we're just smushing the dynamic range of the signal. So we're taking the loudest parts of the signal and we're bringing them down, and we're taking the lowest parts of the signal and we're bringing them up. So we're compressing the audio. That's what we're doing. Okay? So what that does is it reduces the dynamic range of whatever that audio waveform has on it, or what. So you're making a compressor would be really good if you had a vocalist who is really just pigging the microphone. They're really singing hot, and there's only certain parts of the song where they're really getting into it, and it's kind of overwhelming. Well, you could put a compressor on her, so that way when she sings and she reaches a certain level, it reaches the threshold of the compressor, which you set, and then it compresses that audio, so that way it's a little more. The compressor makes everything sound a little more the same level. So that's kind of what you would use a compressor for, and we'll set those tomorrow, and we'll go over that a little more in detail tomorrow. So noise gates. What a noise gate does is noise gates are really good for drums. Mostly you pretty much just use them on drums. What a noise gate does is it's a gate. So there's a certain threshold, and it opens that gate or it closes that gate. So when it reaches a certain threshold, it closes that gate, and when it's not, or when it reaches a high enough level, it opens that gate and lets that audio through. And when the audio isn't loud enough, it closes that gate so you're not hearing it. So the reason you would do that is the kick drum. You're hitting the kick drum, but that kick drum mic is picking up all the bleed from the whole kit. So, well, you don't want to hear that. I only want to hear the kick drum when it hits. So it's kind of like a trigger. So when I hit the kick drum, that threshold, which you would set, that level would trigger the gate, and it would open the gate, and it would let that kick drum sound out. And then when the kick drum wasn't playing anymore, it would close that noise gate and you wouldn't hear it. So that just cleans up the drums, so you're not hearing all the bleed in it. So literally the channel is only, in a way, if you want to think about it like this, it's muting and unmuting that audio when only the kick drum is being hit. So it tightens it up and cleans it up, so that way you're only hearing what you want on that channel. So you would never do that for vocals, or you wouldn't really use it on any other instrument, because you wouldn't want to put it on vocals, because somebody could be talking quiet one minute and then really loud the other, but when they're talking quiet, they wouldn't be loud enough to open that threshold of the noise gate, and you wouldn't hear them. So there's no point in doing that.
It's for like staccato, not like sustained sounds, like, right? It's just like staccato things like a drum.
Exactly. Yep.
Got it.
You got it. Okay. So those are our dynamics. So again, we can navigate this console a few ways: by tapping it and then scrolling down, or you can actually click on the compressor little rectangle here, or you can click on the noise gate rectangle here. So if you want to access the EQ, you can do that. If I want to scroll down to the dynamics again, I can do that, or I can do it this way by pushing whatever rectangle we're in.
Can you move that second bank over to the first side so you can do the same thing, or do you just hit that?
Oh, for these channels?
Yeah.
You would hit X, so you would close out of here, and then you would just select this channel. So you would just select the channel,
and then just keep Xing out.
and then it would come, and then it would appear here.
Okay.
So
You think
So
it
if you
would
want to
swap?
adjust,
It would be nice if you could just move it over one.
It would swap.
oh, the screen swap? No, the screen doesn't swap. So if you push this, if you push noise gate, it would appear here. So this screen is never going to be over here. So this is like,
Right.
this
But
is
I
the
mean,
screen that you're
So
viewing.
are you able to move down like you were without, because you have
What
to
do you
close
mean?
it each time. So if you wanted to go from the EQ to the next.
Oh, no, you don't. You can just go EQ.
No, on those channels.
Oh, on these channels?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to change it. See, right now I'm in the EQ for,
Yeah, but now let's say you want to go down to the next, you have to close it first, right?
no, you
before
don't.
Okay,
You just
that's what
arrow
it is.
down.
Up and down.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
Sorry, I wasn't sure what you
No,
meant.
I wasn't making it clear. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, you're good. So that's how you do it.
Okay.
So you can also select the channel by pushing here. If you push up here, it opens this menu. But if you just want to quickly select a channel, so on Yamaha you have to push select, but here you just touch it. Okay, that's all you got to do. So the next rectangles are our auxiliary sends, and those are right here. So this would be aux 1, aux 2, aux 3, aux 4, and then you scroll up, aux 5, aux 6, aux 7, and then there's 8. If it's gonna go, there it goes. So those are your 8 auxes right there, and that's how you access them. Okay, so if you want to turn something up in an aux, you would hit. So say we want to turn, we want to send this. We have a guitar playing. Okay, so I'm gonna just route the guitar real quick. Okay. So we got the guitar coming back through, and let's route that to our floor monitor. Okay. So again, these are our auxes. So we would choose monitor 1. Okay, and then this purple knob here becomes the auxiliary send, because we have the auxiliary send, and then it goes to an auxiliary master. Okay, you guys remember how auxes work, or do you know how an aux works? Yep. So you have to turn it up. It goes to this. You're sending it to the aux. It goes to the aux master, and then the aux master is what feeds the amp, and then that amp feeds the speaker. Okay, so if we go down here, so that's where aux send is. If we go down here to our master layer, that's where those aux masters appear. So the aux masters for monitor 1 and 2 are right here. So we're gonna unmute those, because out of this output is what feeds the amplifier. Okay, so we want to turn it up, but we need to make it pre-fade. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, we're going to go aux send, and we're going to make sure it's pre-fader. Okay, close. Now when I turn this up, I gotta unmute it first. There it is. Okay. You can also do the level from here. See how these turn purple? And then this is also purple.
That's right.
So that's how you would do it. Okay. So pretty simple. Now to go back to our when we were talking about pre and post. So now
This is
it's
the monitor.
post fader, yeah.
Oh, you
Yep.
just muted the main right there?
Yeah, so you
Got
could
it.
hear the difference. Yep.
Got it.
But we're gonna make that pre-fader. So that way, when I turn it up in your monitor, you're actually gonna hear it without me.
So I can't.
Doing it.
Does
Messing
it
on
actually
my
say
fader.
monitor 1 or does it say aux
It says
1?
monitor 1.
And then there's monitor 2's below it.
Yep.
No, it's okay. I'm envisioning it
Space.
well. So choose monitor 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just use the dial below to turn it up again.
Yeah. That's what you would do.
Well, how did you use the?
But that's not pre-fade, so we gotta set it up. So we go aux send,
That's the pre-fader knob.
pre-fader, close that.
Oh, right, because
back
post fader
here.
you're using the slider.
And we would turn it up. We would turn this down. this turns it on and off, okay? So if you want to turn this on and off, you push it in.
So
Turn
how
it
did you get the
push it
row to
on.
light up so that the knobs below work?
You hold it.
Press and hold.
See, right now they're blue. This means it's on a pan. This is controlling pan right now. But if I hold it, now it says, okay, these are going to be aux sends now.
Oh, can you do
Accent
multiple channels then?
Yeah, I
While
could
you're
mix.
doing that? Okay.
So I could dial the acoustic guitar in and then turn the bass up at the same time.
I was gonna say I need more drums in my monitor. So
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could just push and hold this, and then you could dial all the drums in really
Yeah.
quickly instead of going through one at a time and doing it here. So you can do it that
Is
way.
that their way of doing it instead of throwing it in the sliders? They don't put it on the sliders?
There is sends on faders. We'll
Oh, is it?
we'll go
Okay.
over that a little bit later. So
that's how.
Yeah,
ours
you
does it.
could do
When you
sends
the
on
aux,
faders.
Then you can.
Yeah.
It's all on the faders.
yeah, you could do that too. So, okay. So those are your aux sends. Okay. Does that make sense?
Do we
Is there-
have aux 3 through 8 set up for anything?
Maybe.
Is it like 4-year?
Yeah, so we go down to our aux masters, drums, keys left, keys right, electric guitar, Aviom effects. That's what auxiliaries 1 through 5 are feeding. Those are feeding those channels of the Aviom. And then the other channels of the Aviom are direct outs.
Oh, so but you're asking like in the other menu with 1 through 8, the aux in 1 through 8, like you have 1 and 2, monitor 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is anything assigned to 3 through 8? Is there an aux going out to the AVMs from each channel? Like aux 3, does it go to AVMs, or is that what you're saying right now?
No. Just don't think of it as these are the auxes right here. So this is aux 1,
Mhm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. 6 and 7 feed the monitors 1 and 2. So aux 6 feeds monitor 1, aux 7 feeds monitor 2. And then these are just to feed the Aviom card,
Mm.
and then the Aviom card gets that and then copies
can-
it
Got it.
to all the other Avioms, and then they can adjust it themselves.
So that's like the direct out to the Avion.
Yeah, instead, so we're just using the aux to cram a bunch of inputs on one output.
Okay.
But some of the other inputs are feeding the Avioms from
Directly.
direct out.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Is there a way that you could select multiple auxiliaries for one channel? Like, let's say everyone says I can't hear the acoustic. Instead of going down every single aux and saying this one a little bit more, this one a little bit more, is there a way to line up all the knobs or something and go down?
No, you have to do
Okay.
it per channel.
Okay.
Yeah, that could get pretty dangerous too if you just boosted everybody up. So you have to be intentional.
Well, I
about
wasn't
it.
sure if like these lined up with something or whatever.
No.
You could go down.
A quick way, if you really wanted to do that, you could just hold this, and then these would all turn, and then you could like just go through and do this really quickly if you wanted to.
Right, but that goes this way. I'm thinking up and down.
What do you mean up and down?
So
Like a level?
like these two,
Mhm.
turn these two have these two on a knob or something. so
Oh
you can adjust
no,
both of
you
them at the same
can't
time.
do that.
Okay.
No, there's on some of the other consoles you can do stereo linking, and that's what you would do that for. Those would be linked because you would want those to equally go to the left and right headphones of somebody. So, but not in this application.
Okay.
So,
I just
In this
remember
console,
times where somebody would say, "I need
Yeah.
a little bit more of this person."
sure.
The whole band does, so I just go down the band and say
And
a little more
could,
to everybody.
You could link them together, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have linked because they may not be exactly the same. They just each want like 10%
Sure.
more or something.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.